these are the cases that you will be tried on, or that you're gonna be deliberating on our cases. So I'm gonna read you the case, and then you're gonna ask the questions, okay, to the defendant in reference to the case, and you're gonna defend the case. So the prosecution, what do? What does the prosecution do?
Ask questions, interrogate. Well, not interrogate.
You got it. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're doing it.
Yeah, interrogate them, almost to make them look
Yeah.
bad, right? And what does the defense do?
Make them look good.
You got it. They make them look good. And then once they do their questioning, I'm going to ask the jury if you have any further questions for our defendant, okay? So on February 26, 2024, at approximately 1600 hours, I responded to a location in reference to a battery. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Parneet.
Parneet?
Yeah.
Parneet? Okay. So Parneet advised at the bus stop at approximately 4:45 p.m. that her friend Thomas called her over to him and asked if she was going to disrespect him, at which time Aiden advised yes. I'm sorry, and Aiden, this is okay. So what happened was she got into a fight at the bus stop. Okay, she got into a fight at the bus stop because she was being bullied. So she acted upon her feelings and her emotions, right? So let's start questioning about that. So ask her what led to it and things like that. Oh, no, you can sit down, honey. You don't have to sit
It's
down.
a little different than this is my dance class, so we've done lots of trials, so they kind of know some of the physical movements.
So, what led to the fight?
They were bullying me
Why were they bullying you?
because I was short.
Okay.
So that caused you to fight?
Yeah.
So that's not good. So what caused them to come over there to instigate it?
They looked at me and they started pushing me, so I pushed back.
Why won't you walk away from the situation and tell the bus driver?
I tried to walk away from the situation, but one of them grabbed me from my backpack and pulled me back.
It's called telling the bus driver or the adult around the scene.
There was no adult around the scene.
Yes, there was.
Oh, he wasn't looking.
Bruh.
Oh, you want me to?
You asked all the questions.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, no further questions.
Okay, go ahead.
You can do it. So, would you say you were acting in defense?
Yeah.
Was there any escape or any way you could have seen other than fighting them?
Huh?
Was fighting the only option?
Yeah, basically.
Do you think you could have defended yourself or tried to de-escalate from the situation?
I could have probably de-escalated it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you have something to ask? What about the family history? Were you like?
Does your family have a history of violence?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
How long has the bullying proceeded?
3 months.
How many people were involved in the situation?
About 8.
Has an adult been advised of the situation?
Yes.
What did they do?
They made me write a no contact contract, but they didn't listen to the contract.
Have they done anything past that?
No.
So you're saying the adults failed to protect you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you want to redirect?
Yes. Yes. I have some good questions. 8.
Do you have any remorse for what you have done?
Wish you
I can barely see him. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do it again?
If I had to.
Yes, you would.
But probably not. I would probably de-escalate the situation first.
Do you feel guilty?
No.
Did you feel that your life was in danger?
My wife?
Life.
Yes, I did.
Why did you think to call the police? or your mom, or your parents?
I couldn't do anything in that moment.
Why, there's something called bullying. It's called, running. That's why we strive for success at South Seminole.
Oh my god. There's a bullying prevention line.
I'm not laughing. I'm so serious.
Yeah, but
Wait, why didn't you run?
Yeah.
I tried to run. I told you that. They grabbed me back from my backpack.
Then why didn't you push them? You didn't have
You
to
should have took the
pull out like
backpack off and ran.
Yeah.
That's what I did. They chased after me.
Oh, so your story's not adding up right
Yeah, GG, Missy. That's not very nice.
So,
I got jumped.
No shit.
let's ask, I want to know about the injuries, right? Did she get any injuries?
Okay, I got you.
Or-
Did you have any injuries, or did you give them any injuries, and was somebody discharged?
So I lost the fight because it was 8 of them, but I had bruises and cuts on my arms.
Anybody else have anything, or just you?
I think just me.
Did you go to the doctor or hospital?
No, because they're just bruises.
Just bruises, no Tylenol, no medicine. You gotta
No.
take?
What about the other? What about the girl she saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about who?
What about the girl?
What girl?
I am the girl.
Yeah.
The victim.
The girl.
She said that no one else had any injuries.
Nobody else had any injuries? Good job.
Because she can't fight.
Do y'all have any other questions?
Have you seen these bully people bully anyone else?
I'm tired.
No, just me.
Why do you think that they pick on you?
Because I'm short.
So, picking up because you're short, that gives them something to bully you. There was no way to resolve the problem. They just came and bullied you because you're short and started
And I
fighting.
was younger than them.
So, because you were short and younger, they just came over there and started beating you up.
Yeah.
What the frick?
Yeah, your story's not right.
Alright, so good, but you got the feel of it, right? Those are good questions that we started and finished with. So now I want to ask the jury, do you all have any questions for our defendant? Yes.
Have they bullied you online?
In one line. Online. No.
And go ahead.
How often would you say that they bully you on a daily basis or
Every day.
every day?
Do you have any, like, do you go to the same school with them?
Yes.
But you said they're older, like,
Okay, it's like this school. They could be like, imagine I'm a 6th grader and I'm like 8th grade.
okay.
Bradley has a question, go ahead.
Have you told any adults prior?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Have they ever been violent before?
Yes.
Oh no, that's so sad.
I know, it's so sad.
Did you cry?
What?
Have you ever been like badly injured before?
No.
Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead.
How long has the bullying lasted for?
Good.
He said 3 months.
3 months.
Anybody else?
Someone's listening.
Anybody else? Nobody else has any more questions?
How tall are you?
4'11".
Alright, so go ahead.
What would you do in the same situation if it happened again?
Run away and probably tell the police.
You can go cry.
That's what I'm talking about. You go.
Run, Forrest,
Good. Go
run.
ahead.
In that case, why didn't you do that beforehand?
Because I was getting chased by people who
Because
were
she's a
6
little,
foot.
she's a
Wait
little
a minute, hold
I
on.
would scream.
Hold on, what did she say? I can't hear her responses.
So,
You would have done it.
she got in a car accident. She's a little brain damaged. So she's a little retarded.
Okay, so good job. Go ahead.
Did any of them have weapons?
Good.
So how'd you get cuts? They like scratch you like Catwoman.
Like if I fell from the floor, I had scratches on my arm from like the cement.
Oh. See, that's
Alright, one more question, and we're gonna have to go to deliberation.
I have a question.
yeah, we're at this stuff.
So you tried to fight them, but they just whooped you? Like,
Did you win?
Yeah,
did you even
basically.
like throw a
Did you win?
punch?
I threw a punch, but I couldn't. There was 8 of them.
She can't punch.
Did you miss?
No.
Then you said they got no injuries, so if you didn't, you missed.
It just needs your band-aid.
It's not that big of an injury.
Okay, so you're bad at punching.
Yeah, basically. I'm
Alright,
in
those
6th grade.
are some
Who's
really, really
4'11"?
good questions.
I have
So,
one.
okay, one more, and we gotta go to
Did
deliberation.
you know if they've been involved with any substances?
Yeah, they're on weed.
Did they
They're like
smell of alcohol?
yes.
They did.
Yeah.
All right.
They're
9
guy
a.m. in the
kids.
morning.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna deliberate on her case, right? So Miss Susan is gonna explain all of our sanctions that we have, and then talk about what sanctions we're gonna be giving her, okay? Sanctions, everybody knows what sanctions are?
No. Yes.
Almost punishments, like consequences, okay? So go ahead, Susan.
All right, so these are just a few of the consequences that we have here. The consequences are gonna be based on the charge, so would you give her a theft class for this?
No, she's
No,
still in
right, right.
Unrelated, right.
Doing stealing. So the STEPS class is a class that we have. It helps youth focus on setting future goals, practicing problem-solving skills, and how their current behaviors could negatively impact their future. That might be a consequence that you can assign for this particular charge. We also have a law awareness class that's taught by the Seminole County Sheriff deputies. It addresses crime and impact on society, types of offenses, and methods of intervention. And then there's a decisions class, which is designed to educate the community, especially youth, regarding taking responsibility for their decisions. Staff will accomplish this via testimonials, practical demonstrations, and videotape inmate interviews. These are just a few, but we'll pick from here. So of the classes that we have here listed, STEPS, you guys think that's a good class for her? Yes, no?
Yes.
Show me by raising your hand.
And when you guys, when you deliberate,
Right.
when you deliberate on the case, it has to be a unanimous decision, right? So everybody has to agree on the same exact thing. So would you guys give her the STEPS class as a sanction? The STEPS class is 5 sessions, and it's an online virtual class that we carry, okay?
Oh yeah, I would do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So everybody.
You can just turn your camera off, right?
So you guys agree with
Sorry.
the STEP class? You want to raise your hand and let us know where you're at as far as the decision goes? Yes?
You okay with that?
Yes?
Yeah?
All right. What about the law awareness class? Do you think that that would benefit her?
No.
No?
I like the steps.
Yes? Okay, so she actually needs one more class, so we can give her law awareness or we can give her decisions.
Decisions.
Okay, so we're kind of deciding steps and decisions class?
Yep.
Yeah? All right, okay.
But honestly, what will the other parties, what would they get?
That's, they have their own hearing, their own consequences. Every person that's involved in the situation has their own hearing and their own consequences, because not everybody's the same. Okay? The jury duty, so she will be required to do at least 2 jury duties, which means that she will have to show up on a Tuesday night and hear about the events that led up to someone else's arrest. How many times do you think she needs to do that? The minimum is 2.
About 6.
2.
All right, so 2, how many of you are saying 2?
6.
She literally just said 2.
You want to go with 3? All right, how many of you think 3?
Oh,
Okay. I also heard 5 or 6. How many of you think 5 or 6?
17.
I don't.
Okay, it looks like
She was
most
the
of you
one.
think
She's the
she should
victim.
get 2 jury duty.
hey, y'all, I'm the one who got bullied. Remember that?
2? All right, and then community service. So, yes, sir.
Oh, no, not my community.
Okay, so for community service, they all get community service hours anywhere between 25 and 50 hours. How many
50.
hours community service?
50.
I think the people who are bullying her should get around 30, and then the
We're only gonna decide her consequences, so
Yeah.
how many hours do you think she should?
around 15.
15?
Nope, 50.
15 or 50?
15.
15. Say 15, 1, 5? Okay, so he said, so the minimum is 25. So if you want like the minimum, we can go with 25. What else?
50.
50? 30?
25.
50.
So how many of you think 25? All right, and then how many of you think 30?
72.
How many of you think 50? So I think we're about,
So she would get-
25?
No,
I think
50.
most of you, show me 25 again.
It's 50.
So 25 is the minimum, 50 is the maximum, and I think 25 won at this point. All right, so
So,
good job. All
What?
right, any,
And by the way, too, the other sanctions that they're gonna have to do is a 6 PM curfew, mandatory school attendance, good grades,
Yes.
A lot of us won't close out our cases if they have Fs, so we'll hold them over the 90 days because this is a 90-day program. And then, missing something, curfew 6 p.m. on it.
You said they would monitor.
6 p.m.
No, only if they go to court, only if they
What
go
about
back.
like on the weekend?
No. Oh my goodness.
Association.
What is it?
Restricted association.
Restricted association. So say if she was with a friend and they both got into a fight with this group of girls, she would not be able to have any contact with her friend either, including the kids that she got into a fight with, her co-defendant.
Yeah, but her friends.
No contact. No contact order. Yes.
I have a question. Why are we punishing the girl if she's the one who's been bullied and?
Because she could have just balled up and not fight.
Because
Yeah, there were 8 people.
Because how she handled
But,
it.
okay,
Remember,
first of
there
all,
were words
she
and then
already-
she went to
But
fight.
at the same time,
She already went to an
for
adult
all we
baby.
know,
She escalated
the
it.
group of people threatened her that if she told
It's 8
anybody,
people,
they
you
would
about
just
to try to
hurt her
take
more,
her
and when she was scared, like, I just don't think it's fair.
I completely understand where you're coming from, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish, this didn't happen, and
I'm
things
not
like
saying
that,
no
but
to
unfortunately, and I tell my kids this when they ask me that, this is where we are, and this is a second chance too, because this isn't gonna go on her record. It's not gonna go anywhere on her record. So if she completes this program successfully, so unfortunately, like I said, this is where we are right now, and, we can just move forward.
Also,
We can
this
say-
actually happened.
It's just not.
We can say what up all day,
People off.
but unfortunately, she got arrested, and this is where we are today.
Also, y'all are dealing with this right now.
Yes, this is a case, this is a real case.
And they were 4'11".
Who's winning?
Yeah,
Who's winning?
Who's winning what?
Who cares?
Who's winning?
Oh, never mind.
It's not about winning the
It's
case.
not about winning the
It's
case.
not about winning, it's about getting consequences so that you.
So, yeah.
So she
Oh,
gave her a
it's not like the
We gave her
other
these
one.
consequences that we're reading to you now.
Are you retarded?
All of them?
You made
Huh?
All of them?
Well, I think,
Why are you like this?
what did I do?
Oh, to him, he got in the fight.
Only me.
I think this case specifically was anger management and decisions class. Because this is my case, so.
Oh. Oh, so you arrested him for fighting?
No, he was arrested by a school resource officer for fighting. Or I think they did habeas on this one.
No, he was arrested.
It wasn't an arrest, so they picked him up, brought him to the juvenile assessment center, and then, because it was a civil citation, so that's when the civil citations come into play, which is a prosecution alternative for the youth, which teen court is kind of branched off of the PAID program.
And it only goes for a first offense.
Yes, first offense.
Not only first offenses, but most of the cases are first offenses.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, so the benefits of volunteering for with Teen Court are that you actually have the opportunity to show that you are active in the community. You guys are eighth graders?
Yeah.
So a lot of eighth graders, you're going into high school, you're gonna need to do community service for some of the scholarship opportunities that are gonna be available to you. Sometimes the honor societies also require volunteer or community service hours. So volunteering shows that you're active in the community. Some of the things that you learn at Teen Court and other volunteer sites are good to put on a resume. It shows that you have experience, maybe dealing with other people, conflict resolutions and things of that nature. We also do recommendation letters for some of the youth that are looking to get into college and need letters of reference and things of that nature. So they will ask us for letters of recommendation. Teen Court scholarship opportunities, we sometimes have scholarship opportunities available to those who are volunteering with our program. So if you're involved in the Teen Court program, that is something that you can look into once it becomes available. We recently had a young lady from our program win a $500 scholarship from the Florida Association of Teen Court. So that is, yes, $500 pays for a book sometimes, or goes towards a class or whatnot. College is expensive. We don't all have that money just waiting for us to go into college to pay for all of our college expenses. So that's why scholarship opportunities are good for us. They help us to further our education available to us.
That Explorers program you talked about, the sheriff's office, is that through teen court they can get information about that? Is that a couple?
The Explorers, no, it's actually not part of the pay program, but it's actually through the sheriff's office, and they can look into that through the sheriff's office, yes ma'am.
Yeah. They have their own, they have their office and it's at our Eugene Gregory School. And so it's a really good program, the Explorers, yeah.
So teen court does allow you to enhance your public speaking skills. It allows you to see the legal system in action, and like Ms. Walsh was saying, maybe you're thinking, I don't want to be an attorney, but if you show up to teen court and you see the bailiffs doing their thing and that interests you, or I might want to look into law enforcement, and if that's not your thing either, like I said before, public speaking, working with other people, things of that nature, are different skills that you can obtain from volunteering with teen court.
Like therapists, mental health, counseling, social work, there's lots of contacts through that information.
So I am going to put on a video that explains a little bit of our teen court program, actually allows you to see the program, the recording that we did. Give me 1 second.
It's got actual kids from Seminole High School.
Yep, and this is our actual courtroom too, that we hold our teen court in, okay? Do y'all have any questions so far in reference to anything that we've discussed or anything? No, it's community service. No, no. And also, let me add too, that this is a great way to mentor your other, you know, the kids that you see every day too, right? Because she will be going on the jury with you eventually. So it's a good way to talk to her too and mentor, a mentorship. After we do the video, we're gonna give you a volunteer handbook and just bring it home, have your parent or guardian sign it. And then you can bring it back on Tuesday, 5:15. We do have this every Tuesday except on holiday weeks. And so you can either come tomorrow or you can come next week or the following week and just bring that paper with you. And then you can, the first time you do observation if you want, or you can just be on the jury.
Excuse me, how long are usually the cases?
We have 4 cases usually on Tuesday nights, and we have, so we break up the jury into 4s, right? So you would be trying one case.
There it is.
Like, do you know like how long it would
Seminole High
case would
School
usually go on
junior
for?
Cynthia Brea is a volunteer prosecutor in this
30,
section
45
of
minutes,
Tuesday
depending on the
evening
deliberation
teen court.
When I saw the prosecutors and defense, I was like, oh my God, I want to do this.
State of Florida Teen Court versus Michelle Allen.
Sheriff's Office explorers serve as court bailiffs, and in this case, a youthful offender charged with loitering and prowling is having his case tried by teen attorneys and a jury of teen peers. A real-life lawyer is the judge and facilitator.
It is a second chance, and it is a way to right a wrong.
Lisa Turner manages Prosecution Alternatives for Youth Division, or PAY for short. Through teen court, offenders charged with crimes like theft, battery, or prowling have their cases and punishment decided in a real courtroom, but by people their own age, not adults.
So it takes that stigma that might be in the regular courtroom that's not intended to be, but it is there. And so it takes that whole stigma process off. It gives them an opportunity to right a wrong, and their peers help them along with that process.
In my mind, it definitely works.
Retiree Al Lewis also serves as a volunteer judge.
Sometimes I think they think it's all punishment, but as they go through the programs, I know they're getting a lot of help.
Therefore, I recommend the following sanctions.
Discipline often includes community service hours, a curfew, and an apology to family members affected. 94% of teens who go through teen court do not reoffend. Volunteer teen attorney Elizabeth Agranovsky says that success is no surprise.
It's not surprising whatsoever, because I see they realize how much worse it could have been if they had been just a couple of years older. And I've seen kids in my own school go through this program, and then they've come up to me and gone, thank you for helping me through.
Elizabeth and Cynthia can apply for hours spent volunteering here towards Bright Futures college scholarships. But more than that, they say this taste of the court system has whetted their appetites to study law.
It makes me feel like this is actual court and actual real life, and I'm affecting someone else. So it does, like, it's more like an internship in my head than just volunteering. So it's a wonderful way for kids to learn about the judicial system. Kids that want to go into law enforcement, want to be attorneys, they can come and get their start right here in teen court.
Can we turn lights off? Why does the kid have to apologize?
I know, but like mine.
The open court apology is part of the sanctions too, that they have to do in front of the court and jury, and it's just, when kids get in trouble, it not only affects the defendant, right? It affects the parents. They have to bring them to the courts, they have to bring them to the classes, right? So it's a way to show remorse to their parents and to make sure that they are held accountable for what they did. And those are usually really tough on the kids, the open court apology, because they're doing the apology in front of their peers, and that's when they usually start, it really starts affecting them too. So I think the open court apology is definitely, it helps a lot.
It helps heal that relationship
Yes.
too, right? That important
Heals,
relationship
yeah.
between the child and the parent to help keep that loving, supportive relationship going. And that apology in court would make it more, real,
Yes.
official, and more sincere, right?
Absolutely.
It's all part of that, for the team to move on from it.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, because you're being forced to do it. Like, honestly.
You can take your second chance, like we had to talk about my fourth period, right? When I talked about that. This, when you do this program, it keeps you out of the court system from having a record.
Right.
Right? So that
Well,
you
like
can
the
have
law.
opportunities.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Your second
Law
chance.
protects you.
So, and the parent has to accept the apology, so sometimes the youth has to do it a few times.
You have to be forced to do the right thing so
Yeah.
that you can have a good life if you want to later. Thankful for the program to do that.
And many times it's, they're apologizing to their parent because they know better. They knew that they should not have dealt with this situation the way that they did. And the apology is telling their parent, I know that you raised me better, you taught me better, I did not do what I didn't handle this the right way. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience that it has brought on you. You have to go pick me up because I got arrested, you have to bring me to the office to go through the orientation, you have to take me here, you have to take me there, in addition to everything else that you already do for me as a parent.
They made a mistake and it's their chance to move on from it.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Did you have questions?
Yes. What if like the parent isn't like great? What if they're like abusive or they're not currently in their lives as like a healthy influence?
So, I mean, usually the youth will show up with a guardian. If the parent is not involved in their life, then they show up with another responsible adult that is filling that role. And so we work with them.
So I'm like asking if like, why do they have to apologize to the parent if the parent is not helping with their behavior?
Because we're talking about the child's behavior, we're not talking about the parent's behavior. So this is not geared towards the parent, it's the child. You need to apologize for what you did. They're not apologizing for what the parent does or doesn't do, they're apologizing for how they handle the situation.
Dealing with the wrong act, right,
Right.
to move on from it.
Right.
But like,
Yes.
Talk about
how
the
many
history of their
times do they
relationship.
get to apologize? Do they have to go in court every time they apologize?
The hearing is a one-time thing, so the apology in open court is a one-time thing. So they'll go to court, they have their hearing, one of their consequences is to apologize in open court, and then they move on from there.
How many times do they have to apologize?
Usually they think about what they have to say, so we give them a few minutes to kind of gather their thoughts, and when they're ready, they move forward. I mean, usually they get it right on the first time. We're not asking for a 5-minute apology. We're asking for something sincere that's a little bit more than I'm sorry. You know, I knew that I could have done better. I should have, talked to you, but I won't do this again. I've learned from my actions.
So if the parent doesn't accept the apology?
Then they do it again. But usually by the second time, the parent is accepting because the child has said something you didn't.
Parents there, they care enough to
Yeah.
Right.
move
Yeah.
on from this.
We're not looking to have them repeat it 15 times, usually once or twice, and the parents accept. Okay. Any other questions? No?
She has information if you'd like
Yes.
to volunteer.
So if you're interested in volunteer with teen court, we do have paperwork that you would need to go through, complete with your parent, and then turn that in on a Tuesday night at 5:15. We meet every week. You do not commit to showing up all the time. You can show up as your schedule permits. If you want to email it, there's also an email address in here that you can send the paperwork to, and then just show up on a Tuesday night. You do get credit
With
for
your parents.
your time every time you show up. So the first time you show up to teen court, you'll volunteer. You'll show your shadow, or you can volunteer on the jury. We give you that opportunity, and then after that, you'll show up on the jury or volunteer on the jury. And then if you're interested in becoming an attorney, you just let us know. We'll make sure you go through that class, and then you can start defending and prosecuting cases when you volunteer on Tuesday nights. Okay? Anyone interested?
Always know your sides are interested.
I know.
Enrollment, they're online
Can you have your siblings?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Also,
How old are your
my brother is the same age around me.
Okay, so yeah, I'm your house. 14? Yes. So yes, this is for middle school, high school kids, yes.
So, okay, it doesn't have to be someone just from the law class, anyone can
Oh,
go.
no, this is available to anyone who's interested in volunteering, yes.
So would this only be for me, or or am I allowed to have like multiple people in this?
Well, each one fills out their own paperwork. So what I would say is, I can give you a couple more if you're interested, or there's contact information here that they can call, let us know, or there's an email address in here as well. They can email and say, hey, I'm interested in the Teen Court program, and then we can send them the paperwork as well.
I have a friend who also needs to get his community service.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so they can call or email us, and we can get that to them for sure. If it's one, I can just
You said there's a case.
Yes, we meet every Tuesday, so there's a case.
Okay, so I just fill this in and then at 4:50.
5:15, you can show up, your parents will drop you off,
And then I just get this.
you turn it in, and we go.